Hello beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jadisola. Today we're going to be talking about money habits that we absolutely need to drop in 2024. We need to leave them behind in 2024 and not take them with us into 2025. But I have to also say that I'm not a financial advisor. You need to speak to a professional about your situation. I'm only sharing these habits that I've seen with some friends, from speaking to different people, from things that I've observed, and from some of the things that I've learned in my life personally. So please do your research and speak to a professional about your situation. So let's get right into this video. Now, the first habit that we need to leave behind in 2024 is the habit of not saving because we think we're not earning enough. I think that's the biggest excuse that we give to ourselves. And I know I see a lot of these videos online where people put how much they earn, they put their rent, they put childcare, they put all of these things, and they're like, no, it's not enough. So they can't even save. And I'm like, that in itself is a problem, that you think that, or because of all of these things, you cannot save. You need to fix whatever that is. It's either you're not earning enough or your expense is too big. Now, while trying to earn more money may not be something that will come easily to a lot of people, what is in your control is how you spend what you're currently earning. And it doesn't matter how much you earn, how low you think you earn, you have to start to build a habit of setting something aside. Like in 2024, that should end with this year. Even if it's £10, even if it's £20, I know these are ridiculous amount of money, but you have to start from somewhere. You have to do an audit of, how much you earn versus how much you're spending, and look for where you can cut back. It's really important because, especially like when we think about, I live in the UK now, and I don't know where people are watching me from. A lot of us are not thinking about our future, right? When we get old and we're not able to work, some people are thinking, pension is what they're going to live off of. While you have your pension, right, you need to have something else, like your money invested, which obviously is going to start from what you're saving up, that can complement whatever thing you're getting as pension. So that, if things happen, we're hearing things now, like in the UK, they're trying to move the age where you start to get like state pension. And even if you do the research, like the state pension, I guess is like maybe £800 a month, is not enough, right? So if you're not building the habit of saving now for you to be able to invest later, like what are we doing? Right? You have control over, how much you spend from what you're earning, while you're trying to figure out how you can increase your income. Like, we absolutely need to drop that habit in 2024. Another thing that I observed with some people that I spoke to this year is even people that are saving, people that have money, they're just keeping their money in like a regular savings account. Like, I spoke to a few people and that gave me a lot of headache. Why is your money just sitting down in a regular savings account or just a current account and it's not working for you? Like, you're not earning any interest on your money. Why are we doing that? Why are we not putting our money in a high interest yielding account? There's so many of them out there that you can research and go for. Some might even be as simple as maybe some savings pots with higher interest rates in your existing bank, whereas there's maybe some special accounts that you can open, that maybe you may not be able to have access to your money within a certain period of time, and then they will give you a higher interest rate. You can do all of this research on your own. I'm specifically not speaking about any particular account right now because I expect that you go and do your research, but absolutely let your money work for you. Some of the money or the interest that you might earn might be small initially, but at least it's not giving you 0%. It's not giving you something ridiculous. Let your money start to work for you. Like, I don't want, like, if I speak to one more friend, if you're a friend of mine and I've spoken to you and you're on this table, I don't want to see or hear you say your money is still, sat in a regular savings account when we start 2025. Move your money to a high interest yielding account. Which takes me to the next habit that I've seen with a lot of people, which is that they just don't want to invest at all because they're scared. Like, everything is a risk, right? You have to pick your risk. Like, you not investing is a huge risk on its own. Why are you not investing? And you can invest in different ways, right? You can invest your money in your education, in learning a new skill, in a business, in the stock market, but you have to invest. Like, you just saving your money and just looking at it thinking, yes, this money is going to stay the same. Yes, your 20,000 pounds will stay as 20,000 pounds, but in terms of like the purchasing power of that money in a few years time is not going to be the same, right? So you have to invest your money and take advantage of compound interest on your money if you're investing it in things like the stock market, right? That as you're earning and reinvesting, the interest you're earning on your money that you're investing, that you can hope that is going to grow. Even if you're scared, and I know that there are a lot of people that are saying, oh, these things are too risky, or they're scared. One, the reason you're scared is that you don't have enough information. You don't know enough about, all of these investing opportunities. And it is your job to research about, these investing opportunities and the things you can invest in. The other thing you can do is start small, right? Think about maybe money that, if you lose, then you probably will not feel the pain too much, but start small. You may start with £100, you may start with £10, whatever your capacity is, for you to learn the ropes. Even a lot of like investing platforms would, ask about your risk appetite, and all of that to sort of like profile you. But it is up to you to say, hey, how much risk are you willing to take? You don't have to go and start with things like crypto that is like highly volatile investment options, but it can also be highly rewarding, right? You don't have to start with those kind of investments. So it's okay to start small, investing your money in some sort of like investment vehicle. Even if it's a business that you're thinking about and you're thinking, hey, what if this business doesn't work? Think about how you can start your business small, right? Maybe you want to start it as a side hustle, something on a low key, originally with minimal investment. Sometimes, with businesses, you might even realize that you probably can start with existing things around you, right? I remember, for example, when I was going to start my YouTube channel, yes, my YouTube channel, I do earn money from it. So it's some sort of like a business for me. I told myself I can start with, my existing mobile phone to record myself. I will use natural light. I don't need to buy, soft light or anything. I don't need a mic. I can speak directly to my phone and I'm not going to buy anything until I get monetized. That's some sort of way that you can look at maybe your business. Are there like existing things that you have that you can use to start? Or can you start with like really small capital for you to even see how you feel about it and how it's going to work? But just not investing at all is a problem. It could be for a skill that you want to learn, right? A lot of us these days, it's not a degree that we studied in school that is what we're using to earn money, right? For some of us, we need to upskill because we want a higher income. We want that promotion. We want to maybe enter a different industry that is going to pay us better, right? And it's important that you invest in educating yourself and learning those skills. It doesn't mean that, you have to use money And sometimes you definitely have to use money to go and learn these skills. Sometimes it may just be, spending money on data and watching videos to learn these things yourself and exposing yourself to, this sort of skills and doing things that can help you upskill yourself. That may be where you want to start before you start to commit money. But just sitting on your money and not investing it in things that can help you is like a no for me. Like, at the end of the day, like, what are we doing because we're scared that, oh, what if something doesn't work, or what if I lose money? Investing for me is usually like a long-term game. Even all of these things I've talked about, whether you're investing in a skill, you're investing in a business, or you're investing in like the stock market or any other kind of financial instrument, you are meant to think about them as, something long-term. Because if you don't think of them that way, that you think that, oh, because you've learned a skill today, you've gone to learn maybe data analysis or project management, then tomorrow you want to earn 6 figures or whatever. It may not happen that way, right? Because gradually you may need to build that experience. Even if you start a business today, yes, you have the exception to the norm where you start a business today and then it blows, right? For most people, it's something gradual and you build yourself over time, right? Living that mindset of like, immediate gratification may be something that you need to check, that it can help you, take low risk and build yourself from there. And also recognize that in case of like, you invest in a stock market and market is fluctuating, that you're not panicking as the market is moving up and down. It's the norm, right? And it's important that you also recognize that, you need to learn about this, right? And even after you do your research, the experience of doing this thing yourself cannot be replaced by any other form of learning. You only learn more by doing yourself. And it's okay for you to say you don't want to test the depth of the water with your 2 feet. You want to start small, but not investing at all is something that we absolutely have to drop in 2024. Another money habit that I think that we need to drop in 2024, and I think I saw a lot of that, especially on social media, which we need to recognize that now that it's not really a real place, right? Is this idea of quitting your job without a backup plan. Everyone is calling their workplace a toxic place. It's toxic, toxic, toxic. I need to leave. I'm getting out. I quit, without having a backup plan. A lot of people are watching people on social media saying they quit their job to focus on whatever thing, without realizing that maybe these people that quit their job, maybe they have, emergency funds saved up and they're not going to be homeless. They're not going to be, suffering, right? Maybe some of them, have, a strong support system that even if they don't have this emergency funds, there's someone else that is going to take care of them. Right? You have to pick your heart at the very end of the day. I understand that if you are in a toxic job and all of that, yes, it may not be good for your mental health, but not having money, as far as I'm concerned, is not good for my mental health. So I will not join the league of people saying, because something is not going well for you or your job, then you absolutely have to quit, right? What I think you need to do is have a mindset shift, right? That, okay, while you're still on the job, what can you do? Is it that you want to look for another job? Is it that you want to look for how, even if you don't like the job, that you see the money you're earning from that job as maybe capital for you to start your business, right? And then when you feel like you now have a bit of stability, then you can now go and quit your job. But I think it's absolutely like bad financial, decision for you to quit something that is still giving you income without a backup plan. If you have a backup plan, by all means, you may decide to do that, but don't join a bandwagon of people that are doing this and everybody's talking about mental health, because I know that, your mental health is also still going to suffer, maybe in a different way, if you are not financially okay. So pick your heart. Don't quit your job without having a backup plan. One other habit that I saw a lot in 2024 as well is people pouring from an empty cup, right? So people who are taking care of other people when they're not okay themselves. And I know that, hey, it may sound a bit harsh, but what are you doing? Like, I think like if you're pouring from an empty cup where you're trying to help others, especially people that are pouring from an empty cup because they are people pleasers, you want to please other people, you want people to see you as nice, whereas like you help all of these people and then you are, suffering after you've helped people. Like, what are you doing? Like, even when you are on a plane, they tell you put on your nose mask first before you help even your child. And I think it's very important that you think about your financial habits that way, that you are okay before you start to take on other responsibilities of other people, right? Yes, it's okay to help once in a while, but you can't make this a habit where you're carrying, huge financial burdens on yourself when you're not okay. Like, who are you trying to impress? Who are you trying to please? If you do it and then you start to have regrets, or you feel some type of way after you've done that, make sure you're financially okay. Take care of yourself first before you start to think about other people. Which leads me to another habit of living a little, right? Especially when we know that we don't deserve it. You need to recognize the season that you're in your life. And while people may encourage you to spend a little bit more, go out more, travel more, and do all of that, and prioritize all of these experiences that actually cost money, if you're not there, why are you rewarding yourself? Why are you rewarding yourself? What, in your heart that you don't deserve that trip, that holiday. You don't deserve to buy that handbag. You don't deserve, because you haven't earned it. Yes, you worked for the money, but that money can be channeled into something else to help you, achieve some other things where, then you can now feel like, yeah, okay, maybe now I deserve that holiday, right? I see a lot of people spending money they don't have, just to feel like, they're living a little. And I get it that, you need to find some sort of way to continue to motivate yourself, or that maybe once in a while you want to actually, maybe live a little. But if you don't deserve it, don't join people to do these things. Some of us put ourselves in positions where we have to spend money that we don't have. Especially like, I think it was when I moved to the UK that I realized that, when someone invites you out for their birthday and all of that, they have absolutely no intentions of taking care of the bills, right? We don't do that where we're from. Like, if I invite you to come for my birthday, I'm absolutely taking care of 100% of the bill. Another thing that I even realized is that sometimes it doesn't matter if what you have ordered is £20, they just come, they share the bill equally, right? So you that maybe you only had a plate of rice and one glass of drink, you're gonna end up paying part of the bill for someone that has had maybe 3 plates of food, 5 drinks and all of that. In that situation, sometimes it's quite awkward for you to say, hey, you know what, can I have my own separate bill? Right? But maybe that's what you want to do, or avoid that situation entirely, because I started to recognize friends that don't know when to cut things off and they want to share bill equally. Like, absolutely, I will ask for my bill, or you will never find me in that environment if I make that mistake once. So recognizing where you are, the season of your life, and just knowing that, hey, you're not trying to please other people where you're not okay, or that is going to set you back from, maybe the money that you're meant to use for your monthly groceries is what you now use for one outing. You need to recognize what's good for you and absolutely do what's best for your situation. Don't let the fear of missing out make you spend money that you don't have to impress people that will not, help you pay your rent or help you pay your bills at the end of the day. Another habit is, learning how credit card really works. And I think it's important because a lot of us that we never used to use credit cards where we're from, and then everybody starts to tell you when you move abroad that you need a credit card to build your credit score. First of all, you don't need a credit card to build your credit score. Absolutely not. That is a lie, right? However, like, also recognizing how to use credit cards, Because one of the things that I recognized for me as someone that is even financially, savvy, was that I used my credit card. First of all, I got my credit card, especially my Amex, because someone said, oh, they have points and they get cashbacks and all of that. So I got my credit card like that. But then I started to realize that I was just tapping and going, tapping and going, tapping and going. And at the end of the month, it's like I'm having to, pay back money that I did not have. So I've overspent, but because I'm tapping and going, I'm not even recognizing that, hey, I'm going into debt every month because I'm using a credit card. And if I was using my debit card, at some point, my card would have declined and it would have been like, hey, you know what, you're actually out of money, right? Recognizing how to use credit card is something that is really key. Just because you have access to this money, right, doesn't mean that you spend it anyhow. This credit product is designed for you to stay in debt. You think about it, you have a credit card, they give you, say, £10,000, for example. That's your credit limit. And your minimum payment could be £5. So you spend, let's say in the first month, you spend £5,000 and you're only required to pay £5 back at the end of the month. Think about that concept. If it's designed for you to not get into debt, right? So if you understand that this product is designed for you to stay in debt, because a credit card company is not going to make any money off of you if you're paying your balance off every month. But if you make your minimum payment only, you're going to be incurring interest, right? So you have to learn how to use credit cards. So for me, like one big habit I know that I'm not taking into 2025 is having my credit card as my default card on my Apple Pay, that I'm just tapping and tapping and tapping. I want to know when I've actually hit rock bottom of my bank account to say, hey, now you are now overspending, and consciously just building the habit of not spending more than you earn is something that is very critical. Understanding how, whatever credit you're taking works, right? If you're using all this buy now, pay later, think about it. If you are using the ones that are zero interest, when is interest going to kick in? At what point? Understanding all of these things is very key. You can absolutely leverage credit to grow yourself financially, but also recognize the credit products that are not really designed for you not to stay in debt. Another habit that I saw where a lot of people was that, as they earned more this year, as they started to grow financially, any more money, maybe they got that bonus, they got that, salary increase, their side hustle is now paying off, is that they are now slowly say, oh, because I'm not, earning X amount of money more, then I need to buy this kind of car, then I need to buy this kind of bag or whatever. That is lifestyle creep, where you are adjusting your lifestyle considerably simply because you're not anymore. Like the key to, building wealth is, learning how to, maybe you want to keep your lifestyle the same, even though your income has increased considerably, or that you don't overdo it. And it's only the necessary things that you are increasing your spending on as your income is increasing. Because very easily you might be earning more and your situation might actually even get worse, or maybe just stay the same, where you're not still able to save, you're still not able to invest because you're increasing your lifestyle, you're spending more simply because you're earning more. Sometimes, maybe you want to leave a bit of gap between the time that your salary has increased or your side hustle is now paying off before you start to spend the money. You may want to chill a little bit, because it's very important, especially if you're looking to build long-term wealth. It's very important that if you have this habit, that the moment you earn one extra money, you have to spend it on some frivolous thing or maybe go and buy a depreciating asset or something like that. You have to really think about that as we go into 2025. So for me, these are some of the money habits that I think that we need to leave behind in 2024, so that if one of your goals in 2025 is to build yourself up financially, that you are setting yourself up for success, and not moving into the new year with some habits that are actually not going to help you to achieve that. I've come to the end of another video. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure you like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.